Well, ladies and gentlemen, it seems as if we have ruffled some feathers in the sporting world. Welcome again to Ball with Black Star. And today, I'm going to do a video about whose era this has been the last 12 years in the NBA. And this is a piggyback of my first video yesterday, because yesterday I did a video where I said Steph Curry was robbed of the MVP by the people in Paris because of politics, and they gave it to LeBron James when he did not deserve it. And I brought forward some facts showing that the United States only really played 2 competitive games during that whole entire run in Paris. And during those games, it was Steph Curry who was the saving grace of those games, dropping 36 in the semis against Serbia. Then he backed that up by dropping 30 in the finals against France. And his shooting in the fourth quarter against France, especially in the last 3 or 4 minutes, was definitely the difference in that game. So for the life of me, I don't see how these politically driven organizers in France gave the MVP to LeBron James. But I'm going to use that to encapsulate what has happened in the last 12 years in the NBA, and shows you, to me, what happened in Paris is just to show you that Steph Curry has been right there with LeBron in this era, if not even slightly better than LeBron. So we're going to get into this video here. But before we do that, we're going to ask you, if you're watching this video, to, like, subscribe, share, give a thumbs up button. Try to do your part to grow the channel in whatever way you can. We appreciate it, by the way. So whatever support you give, we really do appreciate it here at Ball with Black Star. So now let's get into this thing here. Whose era has this been in the NBA? Now, if you look at the last 24 years, from 2000 to now, the first 12 years of this century, the 2 most dominant players were definitely Tim Duncan and Kobe Bryant. During that stretch, they won the most championships, the most finals MVPs, along with Shaquille O'Neal, by the way, who won 3. But they actually won more championships. But Shaquille O'Neal does have 3 championship MVPs. But because Shaquille O'Neal's dominance was so short, you would definitely have to say that Tim Duncan and Kobe Bryant, from the year 2000 to 2011-12, they were the 2 most dominant players in the NBA. So the era, the decade that we're going to focus on today is from 2012-2013 season onward to 2023-2024 season. That covers 12 seasons. And the reason why we're going to focus on those 12 years is because Steph Curry got drafted in 2009-2010. Klay Thompson got drafted the year after, and then Draymond Green the year after. So the Golden State Warriors did not make the playoffs initially until 2012-2013, where they really became a factor in the NBA. So we're going to compare those last 12 years to see who has really ruled the roost in the NBA in terms of being the top dog. So as you know, in 2012, LeBron James was in Miami. Steph Curry was a budding superstar in Golden State. He was with Draymond Green and young Klay Thompson. They had just formed that nucleus, and they were just starting to make waves in the NBA. So from 2012 to 2023, here are the bare facts, ladies and gentlemen. Here are the bare facts. During that time, Steph Curry, in 147 NBA playoff games, he has averaged 27 points per game, 5.3 rebounds per game, 6.2 assists a game, 1.5 steals per game, and his true shooting percentage over those 147 games is actually 56%. LeBron James, in the same interim, even though he's played more playoff games, he's played 189 games during that time, he's averaged 27 points, 8 rebounds, 7 assists, 1.6 steals, but his true shooting percentage is actually 54%, which is 2 points lower than Steph Curry. So it shows you that you can't just look at the raw stats. You have to look at the advanced metric, because even though LeBron James' shooting percentage is 50 during that time, 49.7, and Steph Curry's is 46, when you factor in the length of shots, the true shooting percentage reflects that Steph Curry is a more effective field goal shooter than LeBron James, right? So offensively, one could make the argument that Steph Curry has been a more efficient scorer than LeBron James over the last 12 years, because they've averaged the same amount of points And Steph Curry has done it on a better true field goal percentage. So he's been a better scorer. If you look at the assists, LeBron James has averaged 7 assists and he's averaged 3.5 turnovers per game, which is just on 2 to 1. Steph Curry has averaged 6.2 assists and he's averaged 3.1 turnovers per game. So it's just about the same. They're averaging just about the same 2 to 1 ratio, even though LeBron James is a little bit higher. When you look at rebounds, LeBron has averaged 8. Steph Curry has averaged 5.3 rebounds, but obviously with the difference in size, you wouldn't expect Steph Curry to be having the same amount of rebounds as LeBron James. Come on now, people. Let's keep it real. And then when you look at the defensive side of the ball, they have averaged about the same a number of steals per game. 1.5 steals per game for Steph Curry and 1.6 steals per game to LeBron James. Now, I know a lot of you out there might be saying, oh, he's a much better defender. Well, his accomplishments in the last 10 years do not reflect that, people. So for all you LeBronites losing your mind, calm down and listen to this. LeBron James has not made an all-NBA defensive team in the last 10 years. So based on his accomplishments defensively, LeBron James has not done anything defensively to make him stand apart from any normal player in the NBA. So that's on a personal level. Now, let's look at their accomplishments during that time. During that 12 years, LeBron James has won 3 championships, because this would cover his second championship in Miami coming all the way up. So he's won 3 championships, 3 finals MVPs, and 2 regular season MVPs. So he's won 8 trophies there, right? However, LeBron James over that 12 years, he has never won a championship without a first team All-NBA player. Let me repeat that for you, ladies and gentlemen. LeBron James has never won a chip without a first team All-NBA player. He had Dwayne Wade, he had Kyrie Irving, and he had Anthony Davis every time he won a championship, ladies and gentlemen. Those players are better than any teammate that Steph Curry has had in the last 12 years, aside from Kevin Durant, who he had for 3 seasons alone in Golden State. Now, if you look at the other side of the ledger for Steph Curry has won 4 championships during that time, 2 regular season MVPs, 1 finals MVP, and the thing that gives me food for thought here and why I consider him to be as good in this era as LeBron James is the fact that Steph Curry, his last championship that he won, you might say, fine, he won 2 championships with KD and that was a super team, fine. The first Warriors team was not a super team. That was not a super team because the great Draymond Green, he's averaged 2 points in his rookie season. So by the time they got to their third year where they were winning championship, Draymond Green was not a great offensive option. Same thing goes for Klay Thompson. Klay Thompson, I know a lot of people in the media are going to say, oh, Klay Thompson's been a great player. Klay Thompson, ladies and gentlemen, just for full disclosure here, he has made 2 All-NBA third teams in his whole entire career. That is what he has worked with. Okay? So you juxtapose that against guys like AD, Dwayne Wade, Kyrie Irving, Kevin Love, and you tell me who has had more help outside of the 3 seasons that KD was there. It's clearly LeBron James. Okay? Now, the 4th championship that Steph Curry won when they beat the Boston Celtics in the finals 3 years ago, he won that championship without having a single All-NBA teammate on his team. Ladies and gentlemen, did you hear that? He won that championship by not having a single All-NBA teammate on his team. His second and third most important offensive options were guys like Jordan Poole, same Jordan Poole who looks like a bum in Washington after leaving Golden State, and Andrew Wiggins, the enigmatic and inconsistent Andrew Wiggins. Those were his second and third best options because in that year, Klay Thompson was severely compromised. So to me, with that finals MVP that Steph Curry won 3 years ago is more impressive than any finals MVP that LeBron James has won, because LeBron James has done it with all the time he's won a championship, he's always had a first team All-NBA teammate. Now, the next thing that I give Steph Curry an edge over LeBron James with is the fact that when the Warriors declined after KD left, and Klay Thompson was no longer Klay Thompson when he got physically compromised. Draymond Green was not a viable offensive option. He stayed there, ladies and gentlemen. He stayed there and he worked with the people that they brought in. They brought in Wiggins, they drafted Poole, and he used those same players and he won a championship. LeBron James has never shown that kind of intestinal fortitude to stay at a team and win consistently. Even when the team is not having, whenever he doesn't have first team all NBA teammates, what does LeBron James do? He runs out of town. He hightails it out of town, ladies and gentlemen. Let's face facts. That's what he does. He runs and he hides. He runs away from the competition and the challenge. So if you look at the last 12 years in totality, statistically, in the playoffs, Steph Curry has been slightly better, efficient-wise. He's been slightly better, right? And if you look at their accomplishments, he has accomplished as much as LeBron James. Not to mention the fact that he has gone up against LeBron James 4 times in the finals. He's won 3 of them compared to LeBron James winning 1. So he's 3-1 against LeBron James in the finals. His team has had the advantage. He has won more chips than LeBron in the last 12 years. He has won just as much regular season MVPs. So I can't see how anybody could say definitively that this era has belonged to LeBron James. If you look at it from an individual standpoint, from a team accomplishment standpoint, Steph Curry has been right there with him, if not superseded him, the last 12 years. So LeBron James has not ruled this era, on the contrary to what many people want to report. He has not ruled this era. At best, he has been a co-pilot in this era. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for watching this video. Please remember to like, subscribe, share. Do all you can do to grow the channel. And until next time we talk, peace.